Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is your brother in Al-Islam and your brother in humanity, Brother Charles Shabazz. I just want to say today is the 4th of July. Happy 4th. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless this country with another 200 and some years, inshallah. I believe now it's 247 years since the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Yes, I'm certainly aware that the majority of our ancestors, African Americans, were enslaved, but there were some among our people who were free, and they fought and died for the freedom of our people as well as the American people. The very first man to die was a man named Crispus Attucks. He was killed during the Boston Massacre. In fact, here in Indianapolis, the only high school that was built for African Americans was named after him. And the school is still in existence today, called Crispus Attucks Community School, or Crispus Attucks Community High School. And then there were a few others. One name was Peter Salem, who was an outstanding warrior during the American Revolution. And he was a Muslim, from what I understand, alhamdulillah. There were several Muslims going back to the time of the Revolution, during the Civil War, to this very day, who have fought and died and represented this country. There was a man named Bilali Muhammad, who was an overseer on the plantation on the islands off the coast of Georgia or South Carolina. He and 80 Muslim slaves defended the plantation while their master was going on leave somewhere. This was during the War of 1812. So there were several Muslims, both African American Muslims and also Muslims from who were descended from other parts of the world, who have fought and died for this country. And also, if you study the history of the Islamic movements, both the pseudo or false Islamic movements or heretical Islamic movements, like the Moorish Science Temple, the Ahmadiyya movement, and the Wahhabi Temple of Islam, and also as well as the authentic Muslim movements, like the movement led by Dr. Muhammad Izzuddin, and there were a few others as well. Most of these movements actually were very patriotic. They supported the United States. They supported the values based on the Constitution. And another brother, much later, by the name of Hamas Abdul Khalis, he himself was very controversial. He was a former mentor of a great basketball player, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And this man passed back in 2003 while he was in prison. He was serving a life sentence for, keeping people hostage down in Washington, D.C. in 1977. But anyway, he formed the Hanafi movement based on the Hanafi madhab, or school of thought of Islam, Imam Hanif, Abu Hanifa. But he also upheld, the emphasis of that we as Muslims should be not only be proud to be Muslim, but also to be proud to be American. And this goes in contrary to to what Islamophobes say about Muslims, that we as Muslims are anti-American. We do not uphold, or we're against American values. This is definitely a strict contradiction to that. In fact, most of us love this country. Um, Born and raised in this country. I am a descendant of those who fought and died for this country. So, of course, my faith comes first before anything. Allah comes first. Um, and then, of course, my country. Um, and the United States Constitution is a great constitution. And right now, even the United States Constitution is under attack by the liberal left. You know, all these different movements similar to them, because they're on the verge of taking away our freedom, one of which is freedom of religion. And there's another one called freedom of expression. Now, I call on Muslims, Christians, and all concerned people to continue to exercise and defend our constitutional rights, especially defend the freedom of religion in this country, because our freedom of worship is under attack. So let us uphold America, uphold the American flag, and the Constitution that represents this flag. That's all I have to say. Again, happy 4th, happy Independence Day. Assalamu alaikum. Peace to everyone else.